Hey everyone, it's Miss Hyatt here, and today we are going to start drawing the pictures that we chose yesterday. Miss Liz took the time to print them out for you guys, so I hope you guys like the pictures that she chose. But today we are going to learn the grid method. So the grid method is basically when you draw 1-inch squares on your picture and a separate sheet of blank paper. That way we can transfer this picture onto here by drawing it ourselves. So I'm going to be using marker just so that you guys can see the lines that we're going to be making, which is the graph, but you guys are going to use pencil because you guys do have to erase the lines afterwards. So what's the purpose of using the grid method? The purpose of using the grid method is that you can draw accurately, super accurately, like it looks almost identical to the picture you'll be drawing. And yeah, it just helps you to draw, especially if you don't know how to free draw. So let's get started. So the way we do the grid is that we take a ruler. So you guys are going to have rulers in front of you. Sorry, mine is dirty because I paint a lot, but you guys are gonna take a ruler. We're gonna look at the inch side, as we can see here, inch, and we're gonna start from the zero, not from the end of the ruler, from the zero. I repeat again. So we get our picture and we put it at the edge of the paper, as we can see here, the edge, and we are going to line it up as straight as possible here. And for this purpose I'm going to use a marker so that you guys can see better, but again you guys will be using a pencil. So for every 1 inch, so we see here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's every inch, we're going to draw a line. So for example here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Typically this white paper is standard printer paper, so it's gonna be 11 inches. So now we're gonna come back down here at the bottom of the page and do the same thing. Line it up to the 0, remember, not the edge, the 0. Line it up as straight as possible. And we are gonna do the same thing with the lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So next thing you're gonna do is like connect the two lines together. Connect them as good as possible. So for example here, one line. My paper's probably gonna smear because this is a marker and it's not dry while I'm doing this. But yours, like I said, you guys will be using pencils, so you shouldn't have any problems with smearing of the paper. And yeah, this method takes a little bit of time, especially because you have to do the grid on both the blank paper and your printed paper. But like I said, it's always good because it's very accurate and it helps you draw a lot better. In case you want to get into drawing or painting, it helps you out a lot. So I'm gonna speed up the process right now when I edit the video. That way you guys don't get bored of watching me doing this. But it's basically what you're gonna do. Okay, so we see here that we have a completed paper. Sorry for the smears. Like I said, I was using marker. You guys would be using pencil. So now, since we started this way, sideways, we are going to rotate our paper long ways. It doesn't really matter how you start. The point is that you have to do it on both sides. So now we're gonna go up here and we start again at the 0, not the edge, the 0. We line up the paper with the 0. And this paper, like I said, is standard printer paper, so it's gonna be 11 by 8.5. So once you get to the half, you'll just leave it as such. So we're gonna mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You can just leave this half like that. You don't have to worry about it because the other paper that you will be using to draw on is gonna be the same size. So you will have that same half left over. And again, let's try to line it up as straight as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we start doing the lines horizontally. So that's 1. And we're connecting both of the lines that we just drew from this end to that end. Okay, so here we see that we have our squares. So now we're going to number our blocks, but just the edges. So for example, a 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Then we're gonna go down here. Since we already have 1, we're gonna put 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, and we can just do 9 even though it's just a ½ inch. It doesn't really matter because it's a new block. So we're gonna put this to the side, and now we're gonna get the sheet of paper that we're gonna use to put this here. So we're gonna draw this picture here in this blank sheet of paper. So now I'm gonna use a pencil just for the purpose of showing you. You're gonna do the same thing. Use the inch size. Start at the 0, not the edge, the 0. Line it up with the end of your paper as straight as possible. Obviously, we don't want to put the ruler like this because we all know that's not straight. So try to line it up as straight as possible. And we're going to do the same thing. Hopefully, you guys can see the pencil marks of what I'm doing. Every inch, you add a line. You bring your ruler down. See, you can see the lines here. We bring our ruler down all the way over here. Doesn't matter where you really put it as long as it's closer to the edge on the bottom side. And like I said again, line it up. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but I want you guys to take it into account. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to block them. And you're probably wondering, Miss, like, you know, what's the point of this? We don't care about this. But it's important because, like I said, it'll help you draw better. And especially if you're into drawing, or maybe you're just not into drawing, but it'll help you just to get better at doing new things. So as you can see on the screen, we are repeating the same process, but on the new paper where we are drawing. You guys are going to do this with your own pictures that you guys chose. I chose Eevee in particular because that is my favorite Pokemon, and I like to paint Eevee a lot. Maybe one day I'll bring some of my paintings and show them to you guys if you guys like. So now, since we already did it sideways, we are going to flip the paper over and do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we have that half piece like in the other paper. Now we bring it down here again to the 0, not the edge, the 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and our half piece here. Now we're gonna connect these lines in particular. And if you need help, feel free to ask myself or Miss Liz. We're both gonna be in there. But if you know how to do this and you feel comfortable, because you have learned this before with somebody else or on your own, feel free to do it. Sorry, see, I messed up right there. but it's okay because we're going to be erasing the lines either way once we're done drawing and outlining our, outlining our piece, because we are also going to be coloring it. That's why you guys got color printed characters. So again, we're going to be labeling it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're probably wondering, like, what's the point of numbering them? And the reason for the numbering is because you get to match it. So here, let's take this for example. I'm going to put it on top. We're gonna start, let's just say I'm gonna start with the 4 and 1. So 4 and 1, we're gonna go to 4 and 1 and draw this part here. I know my paper has the white border, but I'm gonna pretend it doesn't exist and extend my drawing a little bit. And you can do that with your own, because I believe you guys also have the white border. You can kind of imagine what it looks like extending it, and it's okay. You're free, you feel free to do that. So like I said, we're starting with the 4 myself. You don't have to start it on 4, just easier for me. So 4, 2, 1. So this goes all the way down here. So that's what we're gonna do here. See? And now we go to 5 here, 5 and 2, 5, 2. So we go to 5 and 2. And we draw from here. And if you mess up, it's okay. You can always erase it. You don't have to do it perfectly. It doesn't have to be exact. But this way it helps you draw more accurately. We stop at 4, which is here, 4. And now we kind of curve it, give it a little curve for the cheek. And we go all the way down to 5 right here. In between 4 and 5 and 5 here. See? Now we bring it down all the way to 6 and 5. 6 and 5. You don't have to do this like square by square again. You can just do it as you see it. So now we're gonna start picking it up at the border of 7 and 8 and 6. 7 and 8 and 6. Sorry, you can't see my paper. 7 and 8 and 6. And we cross it here on 8 and 9 on 5. So 5 and 8 and 9. And we stop all the way at 4. See? 4 and 9. We're at 9 and 4. And you'll see like what you need to adjust as you continue to draw your picture. And then we do the ear. We do the other part of the ear, which is at 2 and 3. 2 and 3, and at 9. So it's about here. You can always erase what you don't like, fix it. You're obviously drawing it in pencil. You don't have to be perfect. You'll learn how to do this as you keep doing it and doing it. See, like I messed up here. I messed up right here because I drew this on the 8 instead of the 9. I was trying to draw this piece. So now we just erase it. Like I said, you don't have to worry about being perfect. You can erase it and fix it. See, and now it's right. If it doesn't fit on the proper square, it's probably because you're drawing it way too big for the square. And yeah, that's basically what you guys are going to do. So I hope you guys found this helpful. and that you guys continue to use it, especially like I said, if you're into art and you want to draw or you want to paint, this would be the best way if you don't know how to draw free-handed. The black here, we put it here. We know it's touching these little hairs, this part here. See, it's coming out good. You can see how it looks similar. It might look a little bit off, especially because we haven't drawn the eyes, but we can go ahead and do that. That way you guys can get a visual. So we're at 3 and 4, the eye is at 3 and 4. So we're gonna go to 3 and 4 here, and at 5, which is 5 is right here. So 3 and 4, we're gonna start about halfway. So I usually have trouble doing the eyes, no matter, even if I use the grid method. But like I said, you can just always erase what you don't like and do it again. See, like these are too oval. Once you color it, it's also gonna look a lot better once you color it. We do the little eyebrow here at the 6, the little nose. It's at 6 and 5, so we go down to 6 and 5. We draw a little nose. It's a little bit slanted, as we can see. It's not perfect. You can worry about the details too later, especially if like these little white spots that you see here, the little white spot on the nose. You can worry about that when you color it. So now we're gonna go to 7 and 8 because that's where the next eye is at, 7 and 8. And it's down here at the 4. So we're gonna go to 7 and 8 and down to 4, which is here. You can, like I've stated a million times, you can always erase what you don't like. And always fix it before we outline it with marker. You draw the little white part of the eye. The little mouth we're gonna draw, it's at 5 and 5, so we go to 5 and 5. It's towards the middle, a little bit above the middle, so we're gonna go up here. It has a little curve here, so we're not gonna draw it straight because we see a curve. Now we're gonna draw the mouth. And do we see how it's starting to come along? The little tongue. See how it's looking the same? We forgot the little eyebrow here. We draw this part here. The little hairs, we go up here. Drawing a little bit of too straight, so we gotta curve it a little. And then I'm just gonna draw the head for you guys, just for the sake of time, because I know I'm taking way too long. So for example, let's just pretend I'm all done with this. Let's just pretend I drew the body already. We're gonna outline it with the marker. And if we don't have markers, we can always use pens too, because we're gonna erase the black squares. So try to outline everything that you see has a black line on your painting. Sorry, not your painting, on your picture. You can always rotate your paper. You don't have to do it all on one side. When it comes to the black marker, once you're done outlining, try to do it as perfect as possible, only because marker is non-erasable. And then we're gonna do the eye. Sorry, not the eye. Yeah, the eye. The little eyebrow. second eye. The little nose. Draw the mouth. And that's it. Like I said, let's just pretend I finished drawing all this here. So once we're done, we're gonna erase all of our lines. And that's why it's important not to do the lines so dark, because you will be erasing them. Once you're done erasing them, for example, let's pretend again that I already erased all my lines. See, I messed up a little bit because I erased it before it was dry, but it doesn't matter, it's just an example. Let's pretend I already erased everything and the paper is blank. We are going to start coloring it, and we will provide the colors for you guys. So the eye here is black. So we're just gonna color it in black. And yeah, that's basically it. You're just gonna color it. We're gonna do 2 of these. So your picture, you chose your top 3 favorite characters, and Ms. Liz printed out your top 2. If we couldn't find a good picture for any of your, for your top 2, we used your 3rd choice. So yeah, that's it.